This is Phil Woolery with Purdue Extension, and today I'm out back again at the Starke County Soil and Water Conservation District's test plots. So it's been about 2 weeks since I was out here last. The beans have emerged, and right now we're just going to check on some different soil conditions and look at the beans themselves. So right now it's about 90 degrees outside, the air temperature is at, and we haven't had rain at this side. I know in the county there's been some spotty rains this past week, a couple days, but I don't believe at this field we've had any rain for probably about almost 2 weeks now. So things are getting pretty dry. The center pivots are running. This is an unirrigated field, so it's at the mercy of when we get rain, when it gets water. So we're going to look at soil temperatures, compare the no-till and the tilled plots, and we're also going to look at soil moisture. So we're going to dig down in the soil and look at some of that soil moisture profile. So here we are in the no-till plot. As you can see, we have some corn residue from last year's crop covering up the soil, and so we'll see if that gives us any, protection from some of the sun to keep the soil cooler. The importance with cooler soils, we'll have less water loss that way and kind of have less stress on those plants too. So looking here, we have about 81 degrees here at 2 inches. So that's about where the root zone is. And if we kind of go a little bit further down, we'll see how that changes here. So a little down, we're probably about 3 or 4 inches now, and it gets us down to under 78. So quite a deal, big difference between the top. The 2 inches we're at 81, and we're go down another inch, we're just under 78, and we've got air temperature here around 90 degrees and full sun. So here in the no-till section, I've taken a little soil core, and you see this darker color here that indicates we've got some moisture in the soil. See this kind of light here? This is very dry. There's like no moisture that the plants can reach there. So I went down 7-8 inches here, and pretty close to the surface. This is right at the surface here. And we still have, there's still moisture there. I can still feel moisture. So pretty close to the surface, and it goes, all the way down. So we've got some, even though it's been hot and dry, we still have some moisture here. So if digging here in this soil, maybe you can see here we got some moisture there. So even though it's been dry, we still have some moisture for these beans to grow here. Okay, here in the tilled plot here, I've got the same kind of soil core going down 8 inches or so here, and we see the definite dark color lower down. Let's check out this top inch here. Yeah, we still got some moisture here too as well. So right at the top there, and we get down here a little over an inch where we get plenty of moisture. And if we kind of illustrate that, we'll just start digging here. And yeah, so our moisture starts a little bit further down in the soil here, maybe ½ inch or more. So it's got a little less moisture for the plants to work with. And with that higher temperature, in that top 2 inches, we'll be losing a lot more moisture due to evaporation. So little less moisture for these plants to work with. So looking at weeds here, I've noticed a couple when I'm walking around, just a few, not too great of a weed pressure. So here we have a little lamb's quarter seedling coming up, and I've seen some velvet leaf and a few other things. So not that big of a deal. Just something that we have to be taken care of on another weed control treatment. So just looking here at some of the development stage of these plants here. Here we see we've got the cotyledons here. These are the seed leaves. So it's basically part of what the seed is when you plant it. And then we've got these first set of leaves, which aren't these are more of like a juvenile leaf. This next set of leaf right here, it'll be a trifoliate, so it's got three parts to it, and it's unfolding. And so looking at the plant in kind of in agronomy terms here, when these leaflets, these three leaflets no longer touching each other when they're fully expanded, that's what we term V1 or vegetative 1. And so it'll go on from there until we start flowering there. Here, this one's a little bit farther along. It's almost, they're barely touching, so just about V1. And the development, here's in the till, and then we go into the no-till. Fairly similar. Some of these might be a little bit farther behind, maybe by a day, two, but not terribly. So their first trifoliates here are coming up. So it's a little bit farther behind there, but they might have emerged maybe a day behind the other one. So just about a day is different, so not too big of a deal. So looking at the conditions for these plants here in the no-till, we had cooler soil temperatures, so that residue helped kind of insulate the soil from some of that heat. So we're about 9 degrees cooler here as compared to our tillage. When we're looking at our soil moisture, yeah, maybe we had a little bit more here, but there's still plenty there. I'm not worried about right now the development of these two beans here right now. Otherwise, the tillage beans, there might be a day or two ahead of these no-till beans, but we'll continue watching them as the season progresses. So in the next video, I'm going to be doing some crop scouting. So I'm going to be checking the population, how much bean plants we have, looking at both of them, comparing that. We'll take some soil samples to look at soil organic matter and different nutrient levels, comparing the two, and look at some other things there. So that's what's going to be in the next video. And right now it's 90 degrees out, so I'm going to go get in some air conditioning. So this has been Phil Woolery with Purdue Extension, and I've been out at the Starke County Soil and Water Conservation District's test plots. And we'll see you in the next time.